Can a relationship be fixed after cheating? A couple can overcome cheating, but it requires a lot of work, commitment, and emotional healing from both partners. The process of rebuilding trust is difficult and often lengthy, as infidelity can create deep wounds in a relationship. For healing to take place, both partners must be open to honest communication, which includes acknowledging the pain caused by the betrayal and addressing any underlying issues that contributed to the infidelity, whether emotional, relational, or situational. This process often involves seeking therapy, either individually or as a couple, to understand the root causes and patterns that led to the breach of trust. The person who cheated must show genuine remorse and take responsibility for their actions, while the person who was betrayed may need time to process their feelings of hurt, anger, and sadness. For the relationship to heal, both partners must be willing to forgive, though forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It's more about letting go of resentment in order to move forward. It also requires a commitment to making positive changes and demonstrating that the behavior will not be repeated. However, overcoming infidelity is not always possible for every couple. Some relationships may ultimately decide that the damage is too great or that the emotional work required is not feasible. It is a deeply personal and complex process, and whether or not a couple can overcome cheating depends on both the individual circumstances and the willingness of both partners to rebuild what was broken. Immediate reflection. Take time to process. Both partners should take a step back to reflect on what happened. The betrayed partner should process their emotions, while the one who cheated should reflect on their reasons for the behavior. Avoid quick decisions. Don't rush to make decisions about the relationship immediately. It's essential to allow space for clarity and understanding before choosing whether to stay or part ways. Honest communication. Talk openly and honestly. The partner who cheated needs to be transparent about what happened, providing details without being defensive or evasive. The betrayed partner should express their feelings and ask any questions they need answered. Listen without interrupting. Both partners should practice active listening, allowing the other person to speak without judgment or immediate rebuttal. Acknowledge the pain. Recognize the hurt. Both partners should acknowledge the emotional pain caused by the infidelity. The person who cheated needs to show empathy and take responsibility for their actions. Express and validate emotions. The betrayed partner should feel safe expressing their pain, anger, sadness, or confusion. Both partners should validate these emotions without minimizing them. Seek therapy or counseling, individual counseling. Both partners may benefit from individual therapy to process personal emotions and address any individual issues contributing to the infidelity, such as insecurity, dissatisfaction, or past trauma. Couples counseling, relationship counseling can help rebuild communication, trust, and connection. A therapist can guide both partners through the difficult process of healing and help them understand the dynamics of the relationship that may have led to the betrayal. Commit to full transparency, establish boundaries. The person who cheated should demonstrate full transparency, such as sharing phone logs, social media activity, or whereabouts if the betrayed partner requires it. This can help rebuild trust over time. Set clear expectations. Both partners should agree on what is needed to move forward. This includes boundaries and expectations for honesty, accountability, and behavior. Address the root causes. Identify underlying issues. Work together to identify what led to the infidelity. Was it a lack of emotional or physical intimacy, communication breakdowns, unresolved past issues? Understanding the root causes will help prevent future betrayals. Work on personal growth. Both partners should be willing to grow individually as well as in the relationship. This can involve addressing personal insecurities, improving communication skills, or becoming more emotionally available. Give time and space. Allow for healing. Healing from infidelity takes time. Both partners should allow themselves time to heal emotionally and not rush the process. This includes rebuilding trust, which often happens gradually. Create new memories. As the relationship heals, focus on creating new positive experiences together. This can help shift the dynamic and foster a sense of connection and shared purpose. Rebuild trust gradually. Consistent actions over words. The person who cheated needs to demonstrate trustworthiness through consistent actions over time. Trust is rebuilt through transparency, reliability, and emotional consistency. Small steps matter. Small acts of trustworthiness, such as keeping promises, showing affection, and being dependable, help to restore faith in the relationship. Forgiveness. Work toward forgiveness. Forgiveness is a long-term process. The betrayed partner needs to decide whether they can forgive the infidelity. This doesn't mean forgetting or excusing the betrayal, but rather releasing the grip of anger and resentment. Let go of blame. Both partners need to work toward letting go of the blame and focusing on the future of the relationship. Holding on to resentment can prevent healing. Decide if moving forward is possible. Assess the relationship. After some time, both partners should assess whether they feel the relationship can continue in a healthy, sustainable way. Are both partners committed to growth and change? Decide together. If after working through the steps above, the relationship still feels broken or unhealthy, both partners may need to agree to part ways for their individual well-being. Overcoming infidelity requires a significant amount of effort, patience, and emotional work. Both partners must be fully committed to the process if there's any hope of healing and moving forward. Some couples do manage to rebuild their relationship, but it's important to acknowledge that it might not always be possible. Each relationship is unique, and both partners need to be honest about what they need and whether they can truly move forward together.